and welcome back to another episode of jPlay. And today it's time to return to the lands of 12 Realms, a game that went through at least 2 different crowdfunding platforms successfully, so overall it doesn't seem to be bad. Now Mage Company is working on the first official expansion named Ancestor's Legacy, and I believe they will offer an updated base game there as well in the campaign, which also will be available on Kickstarter, of course. When you back the game on Kickstarter, or as I did on Spieleschmiede in Germany, you really get a lot of components, of course depending on your pledge level. So there are some of these kingdoms, the character cards, the coins are really nice, you get the equipment cards. When you have reached a certain pledge level, you get the lore tokens here, the building packs, which can be nice, lots of these cardboard tokens. The plastic box were not part of any pledge level. This would definitely be very good because you definitely need it. So really, you already get a lot of components in the base game. Most gamers noted that the original game only shipped with 4 realms rather than 12. So here's some good news, as the expansion will bring you 4 additional realms, so maybe with a second expansion the game might be complete. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the game boards yet, but I'm pretty sure there will be some artwork available on the Kickstarter project page sooner or later, and of course I will put a link into the description of this video. In the expansion you will find the Kievan Empire, Golden Caliphate, Olympia and the Nile Valley. Of course, you can also look forward to some new heroes and the appropriate miniatures, and I believe they also offer a pre-painted set of miniatures in the expansions as well. And these expansions look already really nice in the base game. One downside to them was you had to glue them to their bases yourself, and this was really pretty annoying. But Mage Company promised to do this right for the next print run and the expansion. But apart from some cool new minis and game boards, one of the coolest innovations in the expansion are the so-called plots, which will provide a deeper and definitely more challenging gaming experience. And I think this was really actually one of the downsides of the base game, as it was too easy for the average core gamer. Not sure if a core gamer would even consider it, but definitely some people considered it too easy. Right now I'm not so sure how many plots will ship with the expansion, but the BGG entry speaks about I think 3 different plots, and there may be additional plots unlocked through the stretch goals during the Kickstarter campaign. And the designers have also noted that the plots that have been sent out to the reviewers were definitely not finished here, so I might explain some of the plots a little bit incorrect. Let me show you 1 or 2 plots and start with the coolest one, that is all about pirates and a pirate ship you have to board in order to rescue the realm. And who doesn't like pirates? Arrgh! The standard rules normally also apply for the plots, but those will provide additional items to keep in mind. But as the core rules are pretty straightforward, it's not getting too complicated when adding the plot rules, even though there were some unclarities in the rulebooks which have been addressed in the official FAQ. Especially the iconography was not very clear in some cases, but the FAQ, including the card list, will help you get you through the game easily. But let me come back to the pirate plot and let me try to explain you how this actually works. Most important for this plot is to mention that you have to play it with the Bones Island realm, but you can choose additional other realms basically freely. In this plot, all the realms start with a dark fortress, and the goal is to defeat these fortresses. If you don't make it until the invasion marker reaches number 20, you actually lose the game. During the setup of the game, you roll the area die and place 1 fortress accordingly. So in this case, this would be in space number 6 for the Bones Island and number 1 on the Fairy Fortress here. It has to be mentioned that you are not allowed to place 1 fortress in area 3 or 4, as these are areas that are not connected to the sea, so the pirate galleon won't be able to hit it. So that's basically the only thing that you have to consider here. The galleon and the 4 pirates start in area 4 on the Bones Island realm game board and will move clockwise around the realm at the start of each turn. The area where the galleon will land will be cursed in this round on all the active realms and will prohibit the heroes to enter it, defeat invaders or collect treasures there. If the galleon ends its movement in a town, no player is allowed to buy a card during their turn in any active realm. I already mentioned it, but as the areas 3 and 4 on Bones Island are not connected to the sea, the galleon can never end its movement here, so these are basically curse-free locations. You can only enter a cursed area when you announce you want to board the galleon, where you can start fighting the pirates in order to take control of the Black Pearl. The pirate galleon, of course. You can do so simply by spending 1 Swiftless talent. At the start of every turn where the pirates still have control over the galleon, the invasion marker will move ahead 1 step. So you have to prepare yourself fast in order to take it over. Each pirate will have a question mark on him, so you have to roll the talent die for each one before actually fighting him to get to know which talent to exhaust in order to defeat him. Of course, they can be affected by certain town cards as well. When you defeat the last pirate, you gain control over the galleon and are cursed too. So you cannot leave the ship, but you can control it from now on by spending at least 1 or more swiftness. You can try to defeat all invaders on all matching areas on all the active realms. So for example, if you land on area 2 here, you can try to engage all invaders on all areas 2 on all the active realms. Of course, you still have to exhaust the appropriate talents. So for this guy you still have to spend 1 magic talent, and for this parrot guy here you have to spend either a magic or a charm talent. But again, you can do this on all the active realms. So just going on with the previous example, so the galleon is on area 2 on the Bones Island. The player who is in control of the galleon can also try to attack the invader here by spending either a swiftness or a magic talent. I already told you that the goal of this plot is to defeat all the dark fortresses, but you cannot attack a dark fortress before the invasion track reaches number 7. This seems a bit artificial to me, but I think this might be a balancing issue. In order to attack it, you have to control the galleon, move the galleon to the appropriate area, roll the talent die twice and exhaust the talents accordingly, if you have those. So it's really a good strategy to gear up beforehand, as only you can destroy the fortresses. The other players will still be responsible to clean out the other invaders to slow down the invasion track as much as possible. And of course, when you have destroyed the last fortress before the invasion track reaches 20, you actually win the game. Let's show you one additional plot where you have to defeat a bunch of squirrels going crazy around the land. As with a pirate plot, you have to use one important realm, and here it's the fairy forest. In this plot, you don't have to defeat the Dark Lords as well, but have to return the nasty rodents to their nests. But the problem is, those nests do not enter play before step 7. When the nest will appear, you will roll the area die. In this case, that's area number 2, and place the nest, substituted by this Danish plastic piece, on the appropriate area, so that's area 2. Of course, you do this for every active realm. Afterwards, you place a squirrel on each area without a nest. And last but not least, you roll the area die again and place one of the 2 Dark Lords on the appropriate area. Again, you do this in each realm. So in this case, this would be area number 5, and I will go with the lovely Snow Queen here. And by the way, don't forget to place the second Lord on the board as well as soon as the invasion track reaches step 16. A hero's life can be tough at times. Your job is to capture those squirrels and bring them back to the nest by spending a lot of swiftness. When you return them to their home, you can flip them to their captured site. Just imagine I flipped it. After all, it's only a prototype. You're only allowed to carry one squirrel at a time. One exception is the flying pig, which allows you to carry 2 squirrels. I think the same applies for the Pegasus card. Whenever there is a Dark Lord on the same space as a squirrel, you have to defeat the Dark Lord first before picking up Chippendale and friends. Of course, you have to return all squirrels in a realm before the invasion track reaches position number 20. And if you know the game, you also know how tough it can be to defeat a Dark Lord, as you have to spend for once a hell of a lot of talents, and you also trigger the special defeat effect here. There are so many more additional components, plots and miniatures that will ship with Ancestor's legacy. But this really should give you a rough idea about the significant rule additions and twists that come with this expansion. If you don't know how the actual base game actually works, I really encourage you to read out to Dark Mystic Eye, for example, who did a very good run through of 12 realms here. I don't think I have to explain that all components not part of the base game are very early prototypes and will not reflect the actual final version. Feel free to reach out to the Kickstarter page and check out for all the additional information and stretch goals and whatnot. I really hope you enjoyed my little preview here. Hope to see you soon in one of my next videos, and until then, bye bye.